Hello everyone, my name is Corazar, and welcome back to my incomplete guide to Starsector. We are back in the game, just above Ansira, the arid world. I think we started last episode here too, pretty much. And this episode we're going to talk a bit about missions, because we've been kind of just following the tutorial, and now we're sort of on our own. We have one mission here, which is we need to go to Jangala, which is pretty close by down here in Corvus, or up here in Corvus, and report to Commander Uche Frederick, or Uchi Frederick, however that's pronounced. And beyond that, though, we're going to kind of be on our own as far as figuring out what to do. Not unlike certain other sandbox games, so we're going to hop down back into Ansira, and we're going to go and visit the Dockside Bar. We covered this right at the end of last episode, but I didn't really go into it. So when you go to the bar, you'll typically have at least one thing here you can do, or person you can talk to. And once you've played the game long enough, you sort of understand what kind of mission each of these has. So we have someone who's haranguing the official about the increased pirate raids. They're going to offer a bounty. The man who looked disappointed by commodity traders will offer us probably a trading mission where we're going to take something somewhere else. And the cheap business suit, I'm not as sure about. Okay, so they want us to go and pick up some volatiles, which is like, I guess, gases, at Arcadia that we need to get rid of as soon as possible. So they want to sell us some stuff for kind of cheap. A real bargain. At 110 credit per? We'll find out, I guess. Now, for this kind of mission, what we could do is we could go back to the shop here, and I don't see any volatiles. Unfortunately, that's a pain in the butt. But if this market had volatiles, we could actually go in here and we could see what the market was like for volatiles. So we can hover over these and it'll show us the unit price for this area. So supplies, for instance, is 96 per unit. That's kind of cheap. But if we press F1, we get a big list of different locations and where these will sell, or how much these will sell for, and how much we can buy them for in those places. So if we wanted them even cheaper, we could go to Captain Starworks, which is a pirate location, and buy them for 6 credits cheaper. And we could sell them at Dawn for 168, or, 50% profit. And that's true for everything that's basically up here. Everything that's not a weapon, or a blueprint, or an LPC, which is the sort of blueprint package for being able to literally 3D print your own fighters. That's what your ships do. So we can look at the food, and yep, we could buy it pretty cheap here and sell it almost double price at Connie. But because this is a low per unit price, we need a really big cargo hold to carry, enough of it to be worthwhile. You get into things like domestic goods and luxury goods, though, all of a sudden you can have much more interesting pricing. So we could buy these for 86 cents here plus tax, so figure add 30%, and sell them in Syndria up to 1,000 or so for 146 credits. Not too shabby. But I think we're not going to do that today. We're going to focus on getting some missions down. So let's go see what else they have here. This guy is disappointed by commodity traders. He needs 130 units of transplutonic ore delivered to Chickamaustock, 3 light years away. You'd be paid above market rates, 110C per unit, for a total of 14.3C on delivery. Now the problem, as I recall, is I don't know if he actually gives these to us or not. Or we have to go buy them. We may have to go buy them. We couldn't buy them here. The last one, oops, if we can back in the menu here. The last one is haranguing someone about increased pirate raids. You catch the attention of the woman so angered by pirate activity, a notable figure in inter-system commerce, a simple citizen, she explains, who is disappointed by the lack of decisive action. Yeah, simple citizen in an officer's outfit, okay. It makes one think these patrols are more interested in tariff enforcement than fighting pirates. Go figure. You nod and put on an appearance of shared concern as the rant winds down, the woman's attention fully focused on you now. The patrol officer gives you a thankful look and, taking their drink, scurries toward a quiet end of the bar. So it looks like they are basically just putting a bounty on pirates near the Shistrial star system, which is really far away. Okay. I don't know why we'd go there for a 1,000 credit per frigate bounty, but I will decline. So none of these are particularly interesting, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to leave. I'm going to pause and bring up the menu, because we need to go over to Corvus. If we hop in here, our goal is Jangala. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to... Oops. We're going to press the wrong buttons, apparently. There we go. We've laid in a course by right-clicking on Jangala. And if we then unpause and speed up time, then we will get on our merry way. And we're going to go into hyperspace for the first time. Now, when you get to these jump points, they're going to open up. They'll give you an option. Are you sure you want to jump? It'll cost you 7 fuel just to do the jump. So beware that you can't jump out without already spending fuel. And this is before you even go anywhere in hyperspace. Go ahead and order a jump. And we're out. And now we're in hyperspace. Now, hyperspace is basically, hyperspace. It's kind of a in-between space. Everything is on a much smaller scale. Like, this is the star we were at, and here is the jump point we just came through. Here is Pontus, the big planet that messed up the jump points in the first place. So all of this was contained in the map for this. As you can see, we are moving much faster, or we're, I guess, a lot bigger, or the universe is smaller. Now, you'll see our fuel here starts to tick down. And it's measured in days because it's kind of easier as a person to track, time rather than distance when you don't have like a grid here. And it'll go down pretty quick. Now you'll see here we have some nebulae, and if I unpause, you'll see these sort of lightning flashes going through some of them in these brighter areas. These are storms, and you don't really want to get caught in them. Now, with a small fleet, these storms don't deal much damage. With a larger fleet, though, they can really hurt you and cost you a lot of resources to repair. So when you're going through them, you can slow down by holding down what defaults to the S key, for me is a different key, and make your way through safely. And you'll see that as you pass from area to area, you may pick up some new intel. And all of these notices over here from new missions go into this Intel tab in the New section, where you can see what each one is. It'll tell you where they are if you click on it, and it'll show you sort of what influence they may have. Like this one here is a Tritachyon bounty. Now it's pointing toward Valhalla, which typically means that this is a pirate base that is affecting the market in Valhalla due to pirate activity. So if we were to go and beat these guys up, we would get a honestly kind of paltry reward for the trouble, but we'd also stabilize the markets in Valhalla after a few months pass. So we have personal and pirate bounties. Personal bounties here. So we could actually go to these places and fight these people for a decent bit of cash in this case, and not enough cash for the trouble here, especially because we probably couldn't take this fleet. This one would be easy pickings, though. That's for sure. And we also have system bounties. These are generic bounties where basically you go to the system, and in that system you'll get 1,000 base reward per frigate with a larger reward for larger hulls for basically everyone, because apparently Hegemony hates everyone this playthrough. Pirates, Tritachyon, Persean League, and Lytic Path. So yeah, basically everybody in the fleet or in the sector is hostile with Hegemony. Same for here. And we could go over to Western S, and you'll see that these two actually have bigger bounties per hull, which is kind of nice. So we can go over here and fight pretty much anybody. Now, note that if we do get into combat with any of these guys, that will affect our reputation with them. So let's say we go over to, where is this? This is in Valhalla. If we go in there and fight we fight a bunch of Tritachyon folks, then if we go into Tritachyon space, they're not really going to like us very much. And they may deny us docking, They may give us worse prices, and they may even attack us on sight if they hate us enough. So we're going to just continue on our way for now to Jangala. And the nice thing about these autopilot systems is that it'll actually automatically send you through these, aside from the making sure you really want to make the jump. So we can do that. Or what we could do is we have this transverse jump ability somewhere in here. I thought we did. Let's see, distress call, transverse jump. We'll put you on 8. There we go. Now we got this from, this is 9, never mind. We got this from our first level here. And this is one of the things I really recommend getting early on, because you can get it later without spending a skill point on it. But early on it is just so handy, because here's a nascent gravity well. Now if we come in here to the map, oops, nope, stop it. Do this map here. If we go into the Corvus map, you'll see that right now Jangala is right here. And there's a gas giant, there's Jangala, there's a Sharu desert world. If you look at these sort of gravity wells, you'll see there's one probably right about underneath us. Oh right, this is the Barra gravity well. There's one right here, one here about where the other planet was, and one up here at Jangala jump point. Let's take a look at that again, right here. As you can see, these line up eerily close to the planet's orientation here, right? But again, that's because all of these are tracked in real time. Their locations will shift as you watch and as you play. And so this gravity well actually represents this planet Jangala. So if we wanted to skip some of the travel time going from this gravity well over to Jangala, we could just come up to here, and you'll see this lights up. Here's transverse jump right here, straight into the planet. Now, transverse jumping will not warn you about your transponder being on or off. So if you're going into civilized space, make sure you check your transponder first. But we can hop right on in, and it doesn't cost any fuel to enter a system, only to exit. And here we are. We discovered Corvus Gate. You'll make discoveries as you go. Some of them are already known to the people of the world, but not all of them. And wow, we have some big stuff here. And they're pretty well damaged. So yeah, I'm gonna guess that their animosity toward everybody has kind of annoyed everyone, and these guys are not doing so hot. Let's head over here, and we're going to open the comm directory, and we'll talk to Uchi Frederick, Station Commander. Ta-da! So your connection request is accepted after a slight delay. Yes, and you are? Ah, you have a report for me. Let's just take a look. Galatia is back on the map. That's excellent news. It says here you've had quite a hand in it, too. That won't be forgotten. And as you can see, we've gotten an improvement in our relationship with Hegemony, and also with Uchi Frederick. I don't know yet if these personal relationships are actually implemented as having an impact in the game. I could be wrong, but I've never really seen a situation where it really comes up. Or if I have, I haven't realized it. What do I do now? I don't have anything specific for you right now, but you've got options. There's a bounty in the system right now due to unusually high pirate activity, and apparently everybody else. You've already got some experience dealing with pirates, so that could be a good way to earn some credits. And, of course, you could always visit the dockside bars. Good opportunities there sometimes. Alright. You could try your hand at salvaging, so he's just sort of telling us all things we can do that I'm going to tell you we could do too. So, we'll read his narrative here. You could try your hand at salvaging. Load up on fuel, machinery, and supplies, and head for the outer systems. It's a good idea to pick up a mission first, so you're not running blind. Someone's usually offering good money to analyze this planet or that derelict, and where there's one, there's often more. Finally, you could take a commission with Hegemony. Due to the Galatia business your standing in is in high enough regard that such a request would be accepted. You'll be expected to fight for our enemies, though, so it's quite a commitment. If I were you, I'd hold off on it until you've got a more solid fleet behind you. Yeah, no kidding, buddy. So he brought up a salient point that we'll get to right about here in this salvaging, about going out to salvage and picking up missions on the way. But first we can check out these guys. We have a nondescript moment in the shadowy booth. So this person, the shadowy booth people want you to basically go somewhere to deploy something secretly. Oh, that's... They want us to go to the heart of the Sindrian Diktat and drop off a stealth package that we can't be seen doing, which is dicey. We can nod to the concerned woman and walk over to her table. They have 370 units of organics that need to be urgently delivered to Sedan in the Western S system. So, however, we actually have enough cargo space, but they're only offering 16,000 credits for kind of a long flight here. And you'll see here, this orange circle represents our flight range with our fuel. We have two orange circles, one's the bright and one's the dim. This is the circle of we can go and return. Outside of that is we can go but not return. And I think I'm going to skip this one because it is kind of cheap. And we're going to hop in here and see what they have. So each market will have different things, but each faction will typically have sort of its own set of items for sale. It may rarely have things for sale that other factions typically have, but for instance, Hegemony is kind of a get up front and put your dukes up and slug it out for a while kind of faction, so they really like having guns that go boom boom. So we have boom booms, we got boom booms, we got missiles galore, we've got low-tech ships or low-tech fighters here. We have an efficiency overhaul mod spec that's kind of nice. I like this a lot, honestly. We also have here, because this is a military base, the Hegemony military market. However, we don't have enough clout with them or a commission to purchase from it. So we could buy Marines, we could buy even more boom booms, big missile launchers and things, if we had a commission and we had enough reputation with them. We can, however, apparently buy other stuff, which is kind of interesting. I don't recall being able to buy heavy armaments, whatever. And of course we have the pirate market, where they have some of the same boom booms and other odds and ends that the military and open market do, but they will often more likely have things that are not often found in these markets. So we have this longbow, it's a bomber LPC for fighters. We have we already have this actually, surveying equipment. And I did actually want to touch on this. So we have here a mod spec that gives us a new hull mod, which you can see over here in this menu here. And in order to add them to your list here, all we have to do is come into our cargo and right click and bam, we got it. See that up here? So we come in here and refit, pick a ship. We can add the surveying equipment right here. And if you're doing surveying, I highly recommend having surveying equipment. So some ships have them built in, and others you have to add this in, but this is so handy because it can be very expensive to survey planets. But I'm going to spend a few minutes going through here and buying some things if I can. I may even take a look at the ships that they have. And they have a big old tanker here. They have some interesting options here. I would like a tanker. And the black market has a nice condor, but we don't have enough money for that. So I'm going to take a few minutes here and look around here, and if I make any changes to our ships that really impact things, I will show you what they are and tell you about them. But other than that, I'll bring y'all back in just a minute. Okay, folks, we are back. I've only really made one change, and that was to our hammerhead here, which had mismatched missiles that had the harpoon and annihilator. I prefer 2 harpoons. I am, however, going to do something different here. I'm going to take off these aux thrusters, the unstable injector, and the flux distributor. So what these did was these made it faster, gave it shorter range, like shorter firing range. It made it more maneuverable, and it gave it better flux. But there's actually something we can do that might be a little better here, is that we could add on safety overrides. Now, safety overrides is a pretty heavy hitting mod. It costs 30 points, 30 OP, and I don't think you can build it in. No, you can't build it in. And what it does, though, is it increases the ship's top speed, in this case by 30, because of the destroyer size. And I guess we should cover ship size in a moment here. It doubles your flux dissipation rate, but it does decrease your peak performance time by a factor of 3. So if it could last in combat for 3 minutes, without losing combat readiness, it can now last for 1 minute. So be careful with that. However, it basically does everything that those 3 mods did, but better. Look at our flux dissipation now. 900. It was like 530 before? And our top speed is higher than it was before too. All for the same number of points. So this can be worth it. It isn't always worth it, but in this case, I feel like it is. Now I'm also going to come in here and I'm going to turn on hardened subsystems because this will actually give us back some of that peak operating time. So we are now at 50% reduction rather than a 66% reduction. So go ahead and we'll just do that. And I've decided what we're going to do here is we're going to come and we'll just leave it here, go to the map, go to Intel actually, and this bounty down here in the Igor Nebula. This is a bounty for Tritachyon, so we'll be getting reputation with the people who generated the vote in this direction. And it's a pretty simple mission. We got a mule, we have a wayfarer, a Cerberus, and a hound. These are all things we fought before. In fact, I think the one group by the jump gate in Galatia we fought was pretty similar to this, so we should be able to rip these guys to shreds no problem. We get 51 big ones for it. We have a long time to do it, and most importantly, well, 2 things. It's very close. It's right here. He's sitting out near a barren world in a system with a yellow primary star. That will tell us that we need to go to basically one of these 3 stars here. We don't know which one yet, but when we jump into the system, we can take a look at the planets and see if it's the one that we think we need. If not, then we can actually explore the area, see what's here, maybe get some salvage, maybe get some cool treasure or loot, and that will sort of add to this reward here. It's not included in it, of course. This is just extra stuff. And along the way, we can stop here in Samara if we wanted to, also in these red dwarf areas, and see what other good things we could find here. So I think we should go, and we're going to take this bounty. Let's see, do we have to actually accept it? Don't think we do. We just go ahead and do it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Only the exploration missions have to be accepted. Or is it? Domain probe. So we have no missions here that can be accepted, but some missions you must accept, and then you can go and do it. And if you time it out, if you wait too long, then you won't get the reward. This one we just go and do it. So we're going to show on map. It's somewhere here. We're going to lay in a course for this yellow star, but first I'm going to max this out on fuel on the open market this time. I was buying stuff by accident. Alright, we can just control click. There we go. That's not too bad. We're getting a little poor by the minute here, but looking at the map, we can definitely make it there and back with ease, even without a tanker. So, good news. Get out of here. We're being tracked by a patrol. Oh, darn it. I forgot. I bought some stuff on the black market by accident, and it gave us a minimal suspicion, but apparently they took exception to that. Now, we have some contraband that I wanted to unload, and I forgot to before we left. So, we could allow the scan, and they might not find it. Or, they might find it and take our AI core from us, and probably we'll lose some reputation with them. We could refuse and cut the comm link, but then they'll come after us. So I think we're going to use a story point, and we're going to talk our way out of it. So we were being hailed by the hegemony fleet. Attention, your fleet matches the profile of a suspected smuggler. Yeah, I bought like 3 supplies, buddy. Posted by Jangala authorities. You are hereby ordered to submit to a cargo scan. So we used a story point, and that gave us bonus experience, and we'll get to what that means in a moment here. But we talked our way out of it. The patrol commander appears to have a venal streak a mile wide, and some vague promises of favors owed and eventual compensation convince her to look the other way. Okay. And yeah, we couldn't take them, could we? So we're going to just leave. I'm going to run back here real quick. So your story point, when you get bonus experience, you'll get this sort of green bar here. And what this does is it gives you additional experience points while you have this green bar active. I think. Doubles your experience, yes. So we will gain double experience points until this is used up, which is pretty cool. So we'll level up faster. So using story points is actually a good way to get levels on your character. And sometimes using story points will give you the bonus XP, sometimes it doesn't, so beware. We're going to hop back in here and get rid of this AI core by talking to Base Commander. And we can turn in AI cores that we've acquired, and we're going to pick them out. And Hegemony doesn't give you a ton of money for them, but we get 10,000 credits, which isn't a bad haul. We do get 2 points of reputation, which isn't too shabby, and it should keep them off our butts a little while longer. And I am not going to be commissioned because then everyone will hate us. So let's go ahead and we're going to resume our course with A. And we'll speed things up, and off we go. Oh, we're also going pretty slow here. Ooh. Ooh, we just hit a pirate fleet all of a sudden. Okay. Well. So they did mention there's pirate activity here, and these guys are honestly kind of wussy. Now, with the safety overrides on our hammerhead here, it should be a bit more effective, but it won't be effective for as long in combat. So you know what, let's go ahead and we're going to try to engage these guys. Deploy all, and we're going to set up another set of fighters, another battle group here. I want you on me, and I want you two on him together. And we're going to try to harass the enemy. I will give some orders to the hammerhead to eliminate certain targets, and we'll see how it goes. I guess I could have saved at some point too, but yeah, I forgot to. So what do we have here? We have these guys. Okay. These guys and their shields. I'm telling you, man. Alright, you. Let's do it. Ooh. So we are overfluxing him, so he's going to try to drop his shield. He's going to give us a chance to just hammer at him. Perfect. That worked out brilliantly. Ooh. This guy's a bit dangerous because he has a really big gun. This is the biggest type of gun you can fit on a really small ship. Now, it's not a particularly powerful big gun, but it is a bit of a bigger threat than, say, other, similar ship of similar size. See how much flux we took from those 4 shots? Yeah, pretty big deal. Now, he's got his engines disabled, so we're going to go ahead and target him. Oh, and we're going to ignore him because he's dead. Thank you, other ship. Your turn. Let's get ourselves in here and try to take care of some of these guys, I think. Take these on our shield. Oh my. Let's back up. Where is our hammerhead and what are you doing? You are wasting your time on this guy, probably. Take care of him, please. And I guess... Let's see, so that's him. I don't like this grouping too much. This is another big gun, but this is an armor-piercing gun, not a shield-piercing gun, so it's not quite as dangerous to us as long as our shield is between us and him. I think we're going to try to stay away. Boop. Take that on our shield, and we're going to try and push his flux up if we can, but his buddy's doing a good job of keeping us from getting too close here. Alright, I'm going to back off, and we're going to vent. Should give him a chance to vent too, unfortunately. Don't really like. But we'll see if we can hammer this guy a little bit. There we go. Yeah, eat it, buddy. Got him, alright. So, there we go. We can take care of the shepherd. These guys have really bad shields, so we're not too worried about them. And there he goes, spinning. It's a bit of a bug where they like to spin sometimes. Specific to the shepherds, though. And we are about out of flux, and I wasn't watching that too carefully. Too busy talking. This game's hard to play while talking. There we go. Alright, where are we going next? We're going to take care of... Ooh, we got 2 guys following us. Yeah, you and you are doing pretty well. Your CR is still high. And his CR might not be going down very fast, or if at all, because he's only near a frigate. Now, there are 4 classes of ships in the game. You have frigates, which are the smallest, followed by destroyers, and then cruisers, and then capital ships. And your peak performance time only ticks down when you have a certain level of threat near you. So if we were like way out here, our performance time wouldn't be going down at all. But since we're kind of close to enemies, they're kind of on our radar, it will tick down while we're in the area. But since this is a destroyer versus frigate, I'm not sure. I'll have to see if it's a single step that prevents drop in performance time, or if it is a single step still allows it. Let's get on in here. Let's take care of this stupid thing. Get out of here. And we're going to take care of this stupid thing next, too. Let's go. Alright. No thank you. So we're going to just start blasting him from the front. And he has no shield, so we're going to do that. And there's another shepherd down here. Of course there is. Alright, buddy. Got bad news for you. You got 2 wolves on your tail. I'll just let my PDs take care of those things. And here you go, doing your spin thing. I'm going to pop over to my missiles here, and then pop back to my laser. There we go. And let's see, how is everyone doing down here? Oh, we're done. Sweet. So we took no losses. We took just about no damage. I took 1% damage. That wasn't even me, that was my buddy. And we ransacked their ships. So we could take a look at their ships to recover, but no. And the wolf, you see this P next to the wolf's name? That means it's the pirate version. And the pirate wolf is pretty inferior to the regular version. I don't recall exactly what it is, but they are inferior. So I'm going to skip that wreckage. We're going to take it all. We're going to dump some of the fuel, because we can't carry all of it. And we'll move on. And we're going to head on through and turn our transponder off as we do. With the transponder off, it should, hopefully, help us avoid notice by people who might be looking for someone who likes the hegemony. We'll go ahead and speed up our time here. You are a scavenger, that's fine. Don't mind you too much. Now we're passing by this red dwarf. I don't see any gravity wells here, the sort of purpley blobby things like we would see, say, right here. So this has no planets, it's just a star. So I think we'll skip visiting that one for now. Let's just keep moving on through here. And bring us around this. Okay, what have we here? We have several different planets. We have 2 planets. We have 2 jump points. Okay, inner, outer, and 2 planets here. So our target here, if I can bring us into the Intel tab, over onto the bounties. Oh, this one already. Okay, so a barren world. So we could have our bounty be in this particular area. I'm going to go ahead and quick save just in case we really biff it. And I'm going to go for the inner system jump point. I don't want to jump around top of them because there could be other threats in the area. So I'm going to go to this one because it's the closest to both of these planets here. So we're going to order a jump. It's not going to warn us about the transponder because there's no one here who controls the area. And we're in. Now we have a volcanic and a barren world. So let's look at the map here. Here's the volcanic, and the barren one's over here. So our target very well might be over this way. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to do a big old ping. And I didn't get any results from that, so there might be nothing here, or it could be a bunch of bad guys. Let's see what we have here. Nothing. Okay. So what we can do here is, this is an unsurveyed barren world. We have the option to perform a survey. Now, if we do, it's going to cost us 35 supplies to do it. That's based on, there's a base number, there's a hazard rating on the planet based on different factors like no atmosphere, how hot it is, and so on. This one just has the 1. And that's kind of pricey. That's, what, almost a quarter of our supplies. So we're going to go ahead and leave for now. But we might come back later and give that a look-see. So we've confirmed it's not going to be this particular system. We could take a quick peek over here at the volcanic world. And this one's probably going to cost even more to survey. Let's see what it looks like. Oh. So as we tried the survey, we found something. Your sensors officer frowns at a blinking indicator. Captain, there appears to be a faint signal coming from low orbit. They pull a detailed scan of the transmission source to the primary bridge display, an orbital nav grid overlaid with icons and telemetry. The transmission is very weak. We only picked it up as the survey array ran through its calibration cycle. It looks like an automated instrument package deployed in low orbit. Power source is degraded. It's got to have been here for a while. And the signal? Your sensors officer activates the audio output, a garbled loop wailing in and out of coherence. A recorded voice? The transmitter must be damaged, but with little work, a hint of pride enters their voice. There. Ment of the Galatia Academy. If found, I implore you to return the data core to the Academy for a reward of 18,000 credits authorized by Provost Thomas Kalachor. Message will repeat. 18,000 credits? Sure, why not? Retrieve it. Your ops chief oversees a retrieval mission by the book, staging approach and scan to maximize safety in the event of environmental or technological hazards. The Salver team is used to your chief's attention to detail, and within the hour, place the instrument package data core in an EM-sealed crate. We could inspect the data if we wanted to. Cursory inspection by your technology officer to make sure this isn't some kind of bomb or rogue AI core reveals a data core packed to its limit with compressed telemetry streams. It's a lot of data, they say, scrolling through vast columns of numbers. What is it? Well, your technology officer's brow furrows. Recordings, sensor logs, detecting, they pause the data feeds, examining some of the numbers. Some kind of field strength? You're beginning to get the impression that your tech officer doesn't know what this device is measuring. We'll just say good. Then they'll pay for it. And let's go see what the survey would cost. 65 supplies. Because it has a toxic atmosphere, extreme tectonic activity, and extreme heat. So we're going to skip that. And we may come back later, but again, kind of not much going on here. Let's just leave, and we're going to go to the next yellow star. Off we go. What happens to be going just south of us here? So this one is a somewhat larger system. We have a gas giant. We have another gas giant. We have a jump point. We have 3 jump points, inner, outer, and fringe. Then we have 2 more planets. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to jump into this gravity well. Now, things with large enough gravity wells, oh boy, you can jump into without transverse jump. It's only these little ones. Ooh, it's pretty far out. Now this could be something. We don't know. Could be nothing. Ooh, what are you? Ooh, no thank you. We're gonna, ooh, no thank you. We're gonna go ahead and transverse jump right in here. Bye, guys. That's a big, big Pather fleet. And we don't like them. And luckily we came in here to, ooh, a bunch of worlds. Arid, arid, barren, barren, gas, gas, toxic, barren. Wow. This is a big system. So we have our barren worlds right up here. I'm gonna guess, yep, out here. Arid worlds are interesting because arid worlds can sometimes be settleable. Let's take a look at you. Take a look at the survey. It is hot, but habitable. So that means that it has a hazard rating of 100%, so it's kind of toasty, but not too bad. We could survey. This is still expensive because we didn't install that survey equipment on any of our ships, so I'm going to leave it for now, but I am interested in this system, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and we're going to speed time up, but not speed up our ships with our sustained burn. because that increases our sensor size. What is up here? Oh, I think that Pather fleet's looking for us. Yeah, we're just gonna scoot on by here. Now we have here some planets with magnetic fields. If there's a fleet in here, they could be hiding in one of these fields. This would cost us most of our supplies, so we're not going to survey that. We're going to go dark here, just in case our pirate buddies are hanging out near these planets here. I don't think they are. You typically see them kind of fading in and out. Now here we have something interesting. We have sort of debris around this planet. This is indicative of ruins somewhere on the surface, and you can kind of get a feel for how big the ruins are by how many little dots there are of debris in the field. So probably some ruins, but not a ton. But we could go and survey it, and maybe see if we can explore those ruins. Now this will only cost us 25 supplies. That's still a big chunk, but I think it's kind of worth it to see the ruins. So we got trace volatiles, moderate ore deposits, abundant rare ore deposits, and scattered ruins. And it has the no atmosphere, extreme heat, and low gravity modifiers. And you know what? We're going to leave and explore the ruins. And begin salvage. Okay, we didn't get much from that, but nice to have. Bit of extra fuel to keep us moving. Let's go ahead and leave. I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to move up to this barren world here. And if we don't find anything there, I might skip over to here and take a look at this planet here, just to get a feel for it. Let's go ahead and move up here. Sustain burn, why not? Those pathers are gone. We'll talk about pathers in a little bit. Alright, come on. I'm gonna turn off this, so we have some more ruins here. Still not seeing any pirates, though. Oh, here we go. We've got something here. What do we have here? Ah, we have, oh, 2 unidentified fleets. Okay. Let's get our butts back this way. We don't really want to be dealing with both at the same time. Okay, I think we did get both, unfortunately. This might be a tougher fight than I'm really interested in. But we're going to try it out anyway. Ooh. Extra XP is great, which makes me realize I forgot to level up our character. But it does mean it's a difficult fight. And we're going to stack up the same way as before. It's been working out pretty well for us. And let's roll. There we go. Hound. Let's take care of you if we can first. And we're going to skip over to 2, I think. Skip those missiles. These are crafty little buggers. Alright, so I want to avoid these guys. And I want this one to be engaged. There we go. So what this will do is our ships will generally try to stay away from these guys, and they typically won't fight back if possible. And this one's going to have a bit of focus. It's not quite as strong as an eliminate order, but we're going to keep him busy. And we will shoot at him, so our AI ships will eventually kill it, hopefully. But you'll see that it also decreased our number of command points up here. We had 4, and our command frequency is open. Now that gives us a window of time while we're in this screen to issue additional commands if we want to. But I don't want to because we only have a very small fleet, so we're going to just keep on keeping on. Let's stay away from these. And we're going to take care of you if we can. Oops, I turned off my shield by accident. That was not what I wanted to do. Ooh. Oh dear. Did not go well for me. That was my bad entirely. I right-clicked by accident and did not go well for me. Oh, not these things. Whew. Oh yeah, come after us. Alright. Sure, why don't you? Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. I would love to get this guy out of our way, because he's kind of a thorn in our side. So his flux is going down slowly, but not too slowly. So we can get his shields down a little bit if we can. Now our ion cans can disable some of his stuff here if they can. Ooh, here we go. Come on, buddy. Ooh, there goes us. There goes us. Did not see that missile coming in. I can't believe we're still alive. I cannot believe we are still alive. We have 1 hit point left on our poor little ship. I think I'm going to try to get out of here. How are these guys doing down here? They're doing okay, actually. So, would you eliminate him, please? I think I am going to... I'm going to skip myself out this direction. Ooh, he got disabled too. Yeah, I know. I am going to retreat here. So I'm going to tell my ship to retreat. Do that. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer my command. So if your flagship gets damaged enough, or you just find it isn't being useful, you can transfer your command to a different ship. And I think I kind of want to go after the Hammerhead, because it's probably the best equipped ship we have right now. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to transfer command. This button. I'm also going to change this guy to escort my new command ship as well. We'll see how well this goes. He might not make it there. And you'll see we have a little tiny ship coming out here. This ship is, I believe this is immune to damage. I've never seen one actually get hit before. So we're going to hop on in here. And it's going to sloop. And like that, we have control of the Hammerhead. Now we have... I don't know where those other big ships went. They kind of went off the map. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to deal with these guys right now. Now we currently have the harpoon enabled. That's fine. That is A-okay by me. Let's go ahead and take care of this guy. Hey buddy, I got real bad news for you. Yep. Yep. So this ship doesn't have a teleport ability. It has a make my guns shoot faster ability. Take care of this guy. Alright. Oop. No thank you. However, it cannot prevent flux. Be fast away. It has to simply just reduce its, or lower its shields. However, as you can see, this thing can lay on the hurt like nothing else's business. I'm going to back off here and lower my flux. Yeah, I know. And I kind of think our harpoons are out of ammo. Yeah, we're out of ammo on the harpoons. Ooh. I'll go ahead and take those shields down. And you did some good work there, guys. Let's get back this way. And we're going to sneak around this wreckage here and try to catch this guy from the back if we can. There we go. Get some good hits on you. These guys are absolute tanks, though, so you gotta be careful. Just pepper you with damage. Oop, I overflexed myself. I'm busy thinking about what to say next. Alright, let's get back in there. Got rough news for you, buddy. Make the gun shoot faster. That's right. Yeah, this guy is just a damage sponge. Ah, there we go. Alright. We made it through. I don't think we lost any ships. Oh, no, we lost our drone tender. Disabled or destroyed. And they had 2 of theirs retreat. So we did, for the size of this battle and the state of our ships, and the fact that I'm distracted, I think we did pretty well. Now we could pursue these guys, but we don't have to because we got their flagship. And that's what the bounty is on. So I'm going to just let them go because I don't think we can handle them right now. So we're going to let them go. And let's recover our drone tender. It will gain a D mod, looks like. It is gaining degraded engines. Great. Wonderful. Now you'll see that we also lost some crew, which is pretty unfortunate. We may have to deal with that in a little bit, but we will recover that. I'm not interested in these other ships here. We also got an extra 2,500 credits, and we get to pick through the wreckage and take whatever we want, which is everything. We got some guns, we got some fuel and some supplies, and some metal. So all great things to have, in addition to, of course, oh. That was 2 bounties in one. I did not realize. So we just got a ton of money from that little encounter. Is that cool, or is that cool? Well, that has been a pretty long episode, I think. But I think you get the idea of how missions go and sort of how to best go about them. You want to sort of chart out here on the map, sector map. You want to find 1 or 2 missions out here that let you kind of visit some unvisited stars, or at least not fully visited stars along the way, and explore them, check out their ruins, and so on. And then what we'll do is we'll return home, well, home being anywhere in here that we want to call home, and we'll be able to sell some of this junk that we got from our battle here. Some of the weapons that we don't need, all this metal is just extra money, and yeah. So anyway, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the episode. It was probably a little bit long. I'll try to chop it down if I can, but I'm trying to not do too much editing on these because this is a very slow-paced game, I guess you could say, in some ways, but also fast in others. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you all next time. As always, my name has been Corazar. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.